So we're going into East Street Cemetery in Easthampton, Massachusetts. We're going to do a drive around, and when we come out, we get a better view of Samuel James Stone, and he was almost like the founder of Easthampton. He was the one that came back to Easthampton after the Indians had killed 13 people, I believe, and they had left. The settlers had left. All right, now the gate says on it a special plaque. We have a stop out there where you can read it and listen to what I say. But it was dedicated to Sophrony and Elijah Lyman by their parents. Now the very oldest part of the cemetery is just to our right here. All right, you see the white stones. Those are mostly from 1820 to 1870. But once you see the brown stones, those are from 1770 to 1820. Those are the very oldest ones of all. So you can really check them out. You can see that they need a bath, a D2 solution bath, to clean them off and get them legible. But in other terms, it's a pretty decent cemetery. Most of the stones seem to be upright still, which is always good to see. Now, once you leave this extremely old part of the cemetery, you come back to the mid-1800s, and there's a lot of stones, but notice there's an empty spot back towards our right, and that is peculiar. There are people back here, no stones. And then you come to the modern burials from 1900 up to the year 2000, and what we're going to do now, since it's a very simple cemetery, we're going to turn around and we're going to start heading your way. Notice the Lonesome Cemetery stone back here. It's very old, where all the others around it are modern. I went to check it out, try to figure out what's going on. It's hard to read. You know, partially the same deal. So the modern ones are in the back here. These are people that lived in Easthampton and died within the last 100 years. They probably lived in this neighborhood and liked this cemetery very much. Now we're going to advance forwards, and you start to see the years go by. We're into 1880s now, and some of these stones are replacement stones, but some are still the 150-year-old stones. And then we go into the 1860s. All right, mostly they're made out of marble. And then we see the back of a tomb. Now this is a true tomb for a family, and it says that right on it, from the 1860s. It's the Luther Clark family inside of there. It is blocked off by granite rock and has an entablature telling you who is buried there, the Luther Clark family. Now, as you can see after your right hand side, it's some 1880 stones. So the very oldest stones are front middle and not front sides, right? But there are some tiny stones here, maybe from babies. And so that's it. A very small cemetery, but a lot of people like it because of its old-time look. And we're going now back out to where Samuel James is. And remember who he is. He's one of the settlers that came back after the Indians destroyed the first pioneer settlement, and that was in 1704. And he came back in 1717. He would live until the year 1776. And so he's considered one of the pioneers of Easthampton. And that's great. Where his body really is, it's really outside here. I want to check that out. And remember, each page, each web page, you can always read improvements in my text and pictures and podcasts and videos. So I'll have more on Samuel James in the future. So thank you for going to the East Street Cemetery.